Hi, welcome to today's healing. I'm Kristen, and if you're joining me today, that means that you are ready to make a change in yourself and the world around you. Today we're going to be discussing Carl Jung's 12 minor archetypes. I have discussed the 4 major archetypes in another video, and those are the persona, the shadow, anima animus, and the self. But I have also stated that I don't believe the self is an archetype. I believe it is, through the individuation process, which I have discussed, the journey to making us whole. I believe that the self is the ultimate overall, just our true authentic being. And I just don't believe it's an archetype. So the self represents the totality of the psyche, both conscious and unconscious. When we become self-aware and integrate our different parts, the conscious ego and the unconscious, we have journeyed to a balanced and true self. This is, our ultimate goal. Archetypes are psychological models used to understand common traits and motivations. Jung believed archetypes to be inherited and shared across cultures and time periods, residing in the collective unconscious. People can act like a certain archetype, but I think once we go through these 12, you are going to see how, maybe you'll be one main archetype, but there's little bits of other archetypes that fit you. And our goal is, to integrate all of these archetypes. And if you find yourself finding traits in any of these, then you'll kind of know what to work on, because those will be predominant in your life. And that's what's holding you back from individuation process and being your true authentic self with a big S. Okay, let's get started. Number 1 is the innocent. Core desires are safety, happiness, and simplicity. A person who fears doing something wrong or being punished. Their goal is to be happy and live in a simple and pure way. The innocent is represented by characters who are optimistic, trusting, and seek to do good. They believe in the goodness of life and others. And examples will be Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz and Forrest Gump. And maybe, you are an innocent. Maybe that's your predominant factor. Or maybe you see bits and pieces of you in this. This is really good to know these so that you have something to work on, so that you have clarity as to what is going on in your life and who you are. The orphan or the everyman. The orphan is someone whose core desire is belonging and connection with others. They fear being left out or rejected. Their goal is to find comfort, to be part of a community. The orphan is humble, down to earth, and often seeks to fit into society. They avoid standing out and want to connect on a personal level. Examples is Frodo Baggins from Lord of the Rings and Homer Simpson. And then we have 3, the hero. A hero's core desire is to prove their worth through courageous acts. They fear weakness, failure, or being perceived as a coward. Their goal is to overcome challenges and emerge victorious. The hero is represented by characters who embark on a journey quest, facing adversity to prove their courage, strength, and abilities. And we have examples of Superman, King Arthur and Harry Potter. 4. The caregiver. Core desire is to help and protect others. They fear being selfish or seeing others suffer. Their goal is to care for and support others, often at the expense of their own needs. Caregivers are nurturing, compassionate, and self-sacrificing. Examples are Mother Teresa, Samwise Gamgee from The Lord of the Rings. And I know that we all know a caregiver, and perhaps you are yourself. I used to be very strong as a caregiver. And, when you're self-sacrificing too much, unless you're Mother Teresa, who vibrated at 710. Yeah. Okay. The explorer. Core desire is freedom, discovery, and adventure. They fear conformity or feeling trapped. Their goal is to experience a more authentic, fulfilled life by exploring new places or ideas. The explorer is characterized by curiosity, independence, and desire. Examples are Indiana Jones, Lara Croft, Dora the Explorer, and Teddy Roosevelt. The rebel outlaw. Core desire is revolution and overturning the status quo. They fear powerlessness and oppression. Their goal is to challenge the system, break the rules, and create change. The rebel is often portrayed as an outsider, someone who rejects authority and fights against injustice. Examples are Robin Hood, James Dean in Rebel Without a Cause, and Katniss in The Hunger Games. 7, we have the lover. Core desire is intimacy and connection with others. They fear being alone or unloved. Their goal is to build deep, meaningful relationships. The lover seeks passion, closeness, emotional connection, often representing the romantic or sensual side of human nature. Examples are Romeo and Juliet and Jack from Titanic. 8, we have the creator. Core desire is to create something of lasting value. They fear mediocrity and failure. In creative expression, their goal is to bring new ideas or innovation into existence. The creator is an imaginative visionary and dedicated to self-expression. Examples, Leonardo da Vinci and Tony Stark from Iron Man. 9 is the jester. Core desire is to live in the moment and bring joy. They fear boredom or being irrelevant. Their goal is to lighten the mood, bring fun, and sometimes challenge conventions with humor. The jester uses wit and humor and playfulness to engage with life. Examples, we have Tyrion Lannister from Game of Thrones and Puck from Midsummer Night's Dream. And then we have 10, the sage. Core desire is to understand the world through knowledge and wisdom. They fear ignorance or being misled. Their goal is to find truth and share wisdom with others. The sage is wise, reflective, and often serves as a guide or mentor. And examples, we have Yoda and Gandalf. So, and 11, we have the magician. Core desire is to make dreams come true through transformation. They fear unintended negative consequences or the abuse of power. Their goal is to create change by understanding the universe's hidden forces. The magician transforms reality, often using deep knowledge and supernatural abilities. Examples, we have Merlin, Doctor Strange, and Neo from The Matrix. And last, we have the ruler, number 12. Core desire is control, order, and stability. They fear chaos or losing power. Their goal is to create a successful and stable environment. Often, by being in charge, the ruler is authoritative, responsible, and seeks to maintain structure and stability. Examples, Queen Elizabeth I and Tony Soprano. Okay, I would like you to think about what your main archetype is, and if there was any that you felt from the other ones that were a minor for you. And you know what? Write it down. Work it through. I journal all the time. I have for many years. I remember starting to journal in second grade, and no one told me to. It was just something I've always done. And you can really work through some of your issues and find out truths. So I found that I am sage and magician, a bit of caregiver, and there's a little bit of other ones too, but not full-fledged. But the sage and the magician, I feel, are fully me. All right. If you want to, let me know what you think you are. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for joining me. And remember, go out and change the world. Bye-bye.